Council will come to order, and the chambers please come to order. It is February the 26th, and we are in regular session. It is 7 p.m. At this moment, I just wanted to let everyone know that Councilmember Kurtz is not going to be able to attend tonight because of a business conflict, and he did let us know in advance. In just a moment, I'll let you ask you to stand, and we'll be led in an invocation by Fire Chief Carroll, and then led in the pledges by Councilmember Lamont. Would you please stand?
Would everyone please pray with me? Lord, we just thank you so much for today and the opportunities that you provide us, Lord, and the opportunities that we have to serve you. And God, we just ask for your blessing over tonight. We ask for your protection over our servants here that are volunteering, for our police officers and our firefighters, Lord, and for all of our town employees. God, just watch over them and their families, and especially our volunteers, God, just watch over those volunteers and their families while they're away from home. We just ask for your guidance tonight, Lord, and just your wisdom to make those decisions that are prudent and that help this town out, and more importantly, Lord, that fall within your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. It is time for citizens' presentations. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the council on any matter, whether or not it is posted on the agenda. The council is not permitted to take action on or discuss any presentation made to the council at this time concerning an item not listed on the agenda. The council will hear presentations on specific agenda items prior to the council addressing those items. You may speak up to 4 minutes or a time limit determined by the mayor or presiding officer. To speak during this item, you must complete the speaker's form that includes the topics of your statement. Topics of presentation should be limited to matters over which the council has authority. So, Holly, I think you said we had some speakers that had signed up for this.
We have one for citizens' presentations, Ms. Pat Kiefer.
All right, Ms. Kiefer, if you want to come forward, state your name and address, and you might want to pull down the microphone. Or you're going to have to stand on your tiptoes.
Really?
Apparently so.
Pat Kiefer, 216 Fresh Meadow Drive. I have remarks on two topics this evening. First of all, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for organizing yesterday's session on R15 zoning and garages. It was helpful, and this public comment is one of the results. There's been extensive discussion about agenda item number 15, attached forward-facing garages. Beyond that item, we would appreciate the town council's help in retaining the no forward-facing detached garages that is part of the R15 zoned neighborhood today of Fresh Meadow, Seminole, and Gentry. There are none right now. We have 2 forward-facing attached garages. The other 59 all face to the side. Through this process, we've learned that while R15 zoning 1402-151I says no forward-facing garages, attached garages, it also says detached garages must comply with 1402-253 accessory structures. And when you read that part, it says you can have forward-facing garages, so there's a little bit of conflict there. We thank Lisa Payne for bringing this to our attention. The vast majority of the neighbors have asked to keep the current neighborhood design aesthetic, and therefore we would appreciate the detached garages also be prohibited in R15 zoned areas. We understand there's a process of notification, and you can take no action on this evening, so thank you for consideration in the future. And the second topic along those same lines is preservation of green space. One of the key elements of our R15 zone neighborhood is 2/3 of the lots abut the golf course. And even though there are houses on these lots, there's quite a bit of green space surrounding them. We are seeking to preserve this green space. The vast majority of the neighbors have asked to keep the neighborhood design aesthetic that we have today. And we ask for town council's assistance with us in preserving this green space. The accessory structure code item says that there shall be no accessory structures located in any front or side yards, with the exception of a flagpole as defined in subsection F. However, that is open to interpretation as to what exactly is a side yard. And we thank, where is he? We thank Tommy for educating us in that the other day. One idea, and there may be others, is to add zoning specification for side yards, defining them so that we keep that green space. In addition, I'm fortunate to spend a fair amount of time in the town of Snowmass Village, Colorado. They have a ridgeline view protection land use ordinance, and I've sent excerpts of that to the town council and staff as a possibility for use here to preserve our green space. Again, we understand that there's a process of notification. You can take no action on this, but we would appreciate future consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Keefe.
Sorry.
Thank you. No one else signed up, did they, Holly?
No, Mayor.
All right, thank you. We will then move on to our announcements and reports. Item number 1, receive town manager classes update and provide input regarding the following: February 23rd, 2019 special election, March 2019 meeting dates, and emergency preparedness summit. Mr. Class.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The Town Council is scheduled to canvass the returns of the February 23rd special election for Council Member Place Number 2 at 9 a.m. on March 5th. The filing period for a place on the March 4th special election ballot for Council Member Place Number 3 ends at 5 p.m. on March 4th. And for those that are interested, applications can be obtained through the Town Secretary, Holly Fimbres. With regard to the March meeting date for the Town Council, the regularly scheduled Town Council meeting on March 12th has been canceled for spring break, and the next regularly scheduled council meeting will take place on March 26th. A council workshop will take place that evening at 6 p.m., and a regular session meeting will then begin at 7 p.m. And then lastly, I'm pleased to announce that the staff is coordinating currently with Congressman Michael Burgess, who will be hosting an emergency preparedness summit and fair here at the Trophy Club Town Hall on March 23rd between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. The event will include outdoor exhibits, indoor booths, presentations, and panel discussions, all for the purpose of providing citizens with the opportunity to learn more about our public servants and how they prepare for natural and man-made disasters, and what can personally be done to better prepare for any disaster that could potentially impact our community. And I understand that, Mayor, you'll be opening that event up and introducing Congressman Burgess, and I want to thank you for taking the opportunity to do that and the invitation. So with that, I'll take any questions if council has any.
Council, any questions, Mr. Class?
None here.
All right, seeing no one wish to speak, thank you, Mr. Class. Item number 2, receive an update regarding Campaign for Kindness events, and we'll allow Alicia Flory to report on that.
Well, let's see, since we've started our proclamation on January 8th for February as being Kindness Month, we've had presentations by Shine at Beck Elementary, Byron Nelson High School, and Medlin Middle School. And we're going to wrap up on the 28th at Lakeview Elementary School. Those have been very well received, and as part of the assemblies, we've had our yellow mailbox traveling around town, so our residents could send letters to family, loved ones, friends, or even a deployed soldier. And the mailbox started out in Marco's Pizza and then made its way over to the 7-Eleven here in Trophy Club, and right now at Tom Thumb, and then the following weekend it will be right here at Town Hall. So you still have an opportunity for you and your families to drop a kind note off to whomever you'd like, and we'll get that out. We had our Fun Run for Kindness last Saturday, and also our kickoff event for our March for Babies challenge that the mayor has been challenged too, along with our other mayors in the Metroplex, to awareness and fundraising for the March of Dimes, and their big march is April 13th, so we encourage everyone to sign up some teams and get involved with that. We have flyers and some information here at Town Hall and also online on our TrophyClub.org website if you'd like more information for that. Even though, we had cold weather and rainy weather forecast for Saturday in Cowtown run, we still had a great showing out on Saturday, and it's really all about the message. And I think the message was spread with Gallant Few was there with their Run Ranger Run teams, also Jogging for Joseph, and of course March of Dimes. So it was a great event, and hopefully we'll continue to grow each year, and we'll do this campaign for kindness every year and just continue to spread kindness. So all in all, it's been a great campaign, and big thank you to all our schools for their participation, also Mayor for being out there on Saturday, also Town Manager Class for helping us give out our prizes to our winners, and also Trophy Club Fire Department and Police Department for being out there and being such great representatives of our community. Everyone always likes to see all those guys in uniform out there participating, so that was really fun. So hopefully next year, if you didn't make it this year, please come on out and support this campaign.
Thank you, Alicia. Anybody have any questions about that? All right.
Oh, and thank you, Tony, for your team transporting. This mailbox it's really a USPS blue mailbox. It's yellow, but it's quite bulky and heavy, and his guys have been transporting this thing all month, and it hasn't been easy working with school schedules and business schedules, and there's been a lot of after-hours phone calls. Oh my gosh, we got to get the mailbox, and so thank you, and please thank your guys for me for helping us with that. We couldn't have done it without you, so thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, item number 3, receive Town Council Liaison Update. Discussion of same. The Animal Shelter Advisory Board met on February the 25th, and our council liaison is Mayor Pro Tem Schaffner.
Yeah, just briefly, some things to be aware of. Last night, they recommended that Dr. Rachel Speed and the Trophy Club Animal Hospital be designated as the primary care physician of the animal shelter, and they will be making a recommendation to come before us for an adoption fee. Right now, the town does not have an adoption fee, and what this would do is basically, it would be a deposit, and once you had the animal that you adopted either vaccinated and fixed, you would get your money back. So they'll be making that recommendation to us. And then the last thing is the Register Rover has been pretty successful. I think they've had it going for about a month, but obviously more, as much notification as you can give residents about that would help. It's a easy process. You can go online, register your animal, and if an officer or the animal control officer finds your dog that is out, if it has the tag with the town registration on it, they can easily locate the owner. They can also, even if it doesn't have the tag, usually it's in the vicinity of the house and they have the breed and that information, but you have to register. So, and it's free. So just make sure that you get that word out that that's a free service that the town offers.
It's for cats too, I think?
Correct.
Okay, cats too.
Cats too.
Rabbits, ferrets.
And you can do registration online, right?
Correct.
All right.
Very easy.
All right. Anybody have any questions related to the reports? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the town council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. So we have items 4 through 11. Council members, anyone wish to remove any of those items? Hearing no one wishing to do so, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda 4 through 11.
Motion to approve consent agenda 4 through 11.
Second.
All right. I have a motion by Jensen and a second by Schaffner. All in favor, show your hands. It is unanimous. We're down to our regular session, item number 12. Consider take appropriate action regarding a proclamation of the Town Council adopting March 8, 2019 as Trophy Club Rotary Club Day and Trophy Club, and providing an effective date. I'd recognize Councilmember Jensen to read the proclamation.
The Rotary Club's something I'm very familiar with. My father's been involved in it for 30-plus years. I remember as a kid going to the Rotary meetings. I always thought it was funny that they would sing, but Rotary is truly a service above self, and I'm very happy to hear that it's coming to the local community. So thank you, Bruce, for doing that. Proclamation, whereas Rotary International is a global network of 1.2 million neighbors, friends, leaders, and problem solvers who see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. And whereas solving real problems takes real commitment and vision, and for more than 110 years, Rotary's people of action have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects from literacy and peace to water and health, and are always working to better our world and stay committed to the end. And whereas Rotary members provide service to others, promote integrity and advanced world understanding, goodwill, and peace through fellowship of business, professional, and community leaders. And whereas Rotary clubs are grounded in the same values, with no two being the same, because each community has its own unique needs, and at club meetings in communities across the globe, members come together to strengthen their connections to friends and neighbors and their commitment to improving lives. And whereas a local Rotary Club is being established in the town of Trophy Club, with its first meeting scheduled on March 8th, 2019 at 8 a.m. at the Holiday Inn and Trophy Club. Now, therefore, I, Mayor C. Nick Sanders, in conjunction with the Town Council of the town of Trophy Club, Texas, do hereby proclaim March 8th, 2019 as Trophy Club Rotary Club Day, and welcome the new Rotary Club to the community and wish them the best success.
Would you like to move the adoption?
I so move.
And I'll second. All in favor, show your hands. It is unanimous. Mr. Dale, I didn't tell you it was your chance to come say a few words, but if you would come forward, you can welcome everybody and tell them about the Rotary Club if you want to. You get your 10 seconds of fame.
Rotarians here that are
Come to the microphone so we can get you recorded.
tonight, so I'm sorry. You guys all stand up.
Rotary members, stand up. All right, good.
Well, aren't you?
She's considering.
No, she's going to be in. Okay. Well, we're just excited about being here. It's something we started back in September, and I personally have been part of the South Lake Club, as have most of these people, 3 or 4 of them. And we said, you know what, this is fine, but we want to give our treasure and our time, our service to where we live, and that's Trophy Club. So we're looking forward to starting, and as you said, March 8th, and every Friday morning at 8 o'clock. And I would think that all of you should be there. And right now, we've got about 40 members or so that have said they're going to be part of it. We want to have 50 when we charter, hopefully in the middle part of April. And we're just wanted to, this is a great place to live, and we want to make it better. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for everybody coming.
As Eric said, Rotary is such a great organization. I had the opportunity to speak last year with Carl's organization, Metroport, and was just really impressed with all they do, and as I learned more about it. So I'm like Eric said, I'm so happy it's coming to our town, and I look forward to it, and hopefully I can be there on the 8th. You can give it to me. I'll fill it out. You know me, I never shut up.
That was the reason I was going to let you talk, Bruce, is to drum up business.
Exactly. Pass them out.
No, that's enough. You've already talked. You've had your 4 minutes, or whatever I gave you. All right, thank you very much. Item number 13, case PD AMD 19001, HG Supply Company sign package. Conduct a public hearing regarding a request to amend ordinance 2017-08 P&Z, Plan Development Number 25, in order to provide a sign package for the HG Supply Company building, generally located at the northwest corner of State Highway 114 and Trophy Wood Drive. It is 7:20 p.m. and we are in public hearing, and I will recognize Town Planner Payne for presentation of the item.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The purpose of this item is to consider amending PD 25 by adding the HG Supply sign package. No changes are proposed to the PD 25 development standards. The strategic link for this item is infrastructure and development to foster a business-friendly environment. 7 signs are proposed for the building and include projecting signs, roof signs, exposed neon, and signs that are painted directly onto the building, which is a similar package that Breadwinners came to you and was approved. The sign A and B advertise Mud Smith and are a wall sign and a projecting sign. Both are maroon aluminum with yellow exposed neon. The applicant provided photos that show what the signs will look like on the building. Sign C is the main HG Supply sign. It sits upon the edge of the roof with red aluminum channel letters and exposed white neon. Sign D and E are on either side of the wooden wall that projects from the back of the building towards Plaza Drive. These signs advertise HG Supply and are applied directly to the building with black paint. Signs F and G are painted directly on the wall, on the 2 walls on the west side of the building. One is a mural painted in brown sepia tones, and the other is black background with a white HG Supply logo. And Exhibit H shows where all the locations of the signs are on the building itself. P&Z considered this proposal on February 7th and recommended approval as submitted with a vote of 5-1. The staff recommends approval of the sign package and as an amendment to PD 25 and is available for questions, as is the applicant.
All right, thank you very much. So do any citizens sign up to speak on this item? Anyone wish to speak who didn't sign up? All right, no one is. So we will then close our public hearing and reconvene into regular session at 7:22. Item B in this particular case is to consider and take action on the package of the planned signage. You have seen a presentation of that. I don't see our P&Z chairman, Jeff Beach, here. Are you in the audience somewhere, Jeff? I don't think so. All right, so I have speakers who have signed up. Eric Jensen, you're first.
Motion to approve as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve. Motion by Jensen, second by Fleury. As a speaker, I have Philip Schaffner.
Yeah, Tommy, I would assume that if this is approved, that section 3.09.011 maintenance and 3.09.013 enforcement procedures would apply as far as any kind of sign that is in disrepair or is fading or is not presentable, the code enforcement would require them to bring that back up to standards.
It'll be handled that way, especially since that sign to the left is being handled as a sign. It will fall under that same criteria for maintenance.
Okay, thank you.
All right, do you have any other questions before we vote? All right, seeing none and seeing no one asking to speak, all those in favor of approving the ordinance number 2017-08 P&Z, or the amendment to the ordinance 2017-08 P&Z, we're approving PDAMD 19001, which is ordinance 2019-06 PZ. All in favor, show your hands. It is unanimous. It is approved. Thank you very much. And I know the applicants here, we appreciate you coming for that tonight. Item number 14, case O-AMD-19.001, community garage sale process. Conduct a public hearing regarding a request to remove sections 1402.25.1A1, 1402.251A10, and 1402.251D of the temporary use regulations within the Trophy Club Code of Ordinances and transfer approval authority of community garage sales to the Planning and Zoning Commission and Town Council up to special events. Who Mr. Class put that forward. We are at public hearing at 7:25 p.m. and Town Manager Town Planner Payne. I did that last
Did that
time.
last time, too.
I say manager when I say town.
Trying to say something there.
The purpose of this item is to consider approving the Code of Ordinances to transfer approval authority from P and Z and council to the Special Events Committee for the community garage sales. The strategic link for this item is infrastructure and development to foster a business-friendly environment. Historically, 2 community garage sales are held by Civic Group and Trophy Club each year and are highly anticipated by residents and out-of-towners. The code requires community garage sales to obtain a temporary use permit through approval by P&Z and council. Meanwhile, other special events that are done in town are approved through the Special Events Committee that's run by staff. In an effort to process all events in the same manner and to ensure that staff can prepare for all events held in town and avoid miscommunications, this request proposes all oversight of the community garage sales are moved over to the Special Events Committee. On January 8th, council approved an amendment to the Special Events Ordinance, removing the requirement for P&Z's and council's approval of community garage sales, giving authority to the Special Events Committee. And to stay in line with that approval, the zoning ordinance should be amended as shown in your packets. P&Z considered this item on February 7th and unanimously voted to table so that staff could further research the appeal process. Staff has now confirmed that decisions made by the special events coordinator are appealed to the town manager. Special events coordinator is the person that chairs the committee and is also the point of contact for the applicant. Appeals of time limit restrictions, such as length of the event or frequency of the event in a year, are appealed directly to council. Due to P&Z tabling the item, no action may be taken tonight, but the public hearing must be opened. This item returns to P&Z for consideration on March 7th and returns to council on March 26th. So once the item returns to the dais, staff will recommend approval, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you, Lisa. Did we have anybody sign up to speak on this, Holly?
No, Mayor.
All right, so just to confirm, because we're not going to take action, I'll not close the public hearing, but suspend it at 7:27 p.m. And so item B, under 14, we will not take any action on at this time. All right, yes.
Do we want to make any comments for P&Z?
If you want to make comments, Philip, you may do so.
Just some clarifying questions. So if this event, say the town manager denies it, or I'm sorry, the Special Events Committee denies it, what specifically goes to the town manager and what specifically comes to council? Just repeat that.
If the special events coordinator denies the event, whether it's for any reason, whether it's insurance or late submittal or lack of payment, or it's just not a good event for the town, they feel, then the applicant has the ability within 5 days to do a written appeal to the town manager.
Okay.
5 days from that, he has to give them an answer. When it comes to council, an appeal, in the ordinance, the only place that it says that it would go to council is based on time limit restrictions.
Okay. My recommendation would be that it come to council, everything comes to council at some point. So in other words, if the applicant appeals and the decision by the town manager is denied, I think there probably should be another appeal mechanism to come to council at some point. So in other words, David, if the applicant presents it to the Special Events Committee and the Special Events Committee denies it and he appeals that and it goes to the town manager and the town manager denies it, I think that there should be an additional appeal process that goes before council. I don't think it should just fall on the town manager to make that decision, or at least there should be another appeal process to the council. That's just my opinion.
And if council would like to do that, that would require a separate ordinance amendment, since
Yeah.
we're not.
I would just, I think
proposing
that
that.
you maybe present that to P and Z and let them make a recommendation to us, but that would be my suggestion, is that an appeal process should come before council if the town manager denies it as well.
Eric?
So this is a question for David. I don't want it to always come to council if it's, as Philip suggested, I think that's a bad thing. His suggestion was, if it's denied by the town manager, it can be appealed to town, that it can be appealed to town council. I don't like that. What I would prefer is the ability that we currently have. We have the ability to put anything we want on the agenda. So is there a mechanism of using that, or because this is a zoning issue, does it make it too complicated to do it that way?
David?
The mechanism to put anything on the agenda is not in the zoning ordinance, which I think is important because it changes the notification requirements and processes. I'm trying to think through how you would word an agenda item on a special event that's not an appeal. Are you okay with it? They have the ability to appeal it?
Yeah.
Or,
I was just seeing if council would have the ability to add it to an agenda to approve it, if the majority of council wanted to approve it, or because this is an ordinance issue, it's other issues, other things become involved in it.
as a temporary use permit? Or are you suggesting?
So
and I'm-
perhaps that's something
I'm
y'all
looking
could look
through it
into
here.
also.
Are you suggesting that it could be put on the council? I don't know if it helps if it can be put on the council agenda while it's still working through the administrative process.
All right.
Or are you taking it off the admin? I can come up,
My goal was how often is something going to get denied by a town manager? I don't think it's going to be often, right? I don't want it to automatically be, I guess at some point it's got to stop. The town manager is the town manager, and if he stops it, he stops it. It's his right to do. I just don't want it to keep going. At some point it's got to stop, so.
I would like to add that, to my knowledge, I don't think that anything has ever been denied, because I think any event has always been worked out if there's been any issues.
Always the first.
All right, so I sign up to speak next, and so, Eric, I support your idea that the town manager is really the person responsible. This is an administrative task as far as I can see. The issues we've had in the past is to making sure that our citizens are safe, and police and fire are on call or working appropriately for the event, whatever that traffic issue or whatever that might be, and that we've mobilized appropriate people for trash pickup or whatever that might be. It really is something of organizational and making sure staff and dates work appropriately. So I more support the idea that it's the manager's decision as opposed to things coming to council, but I'm not opposed if the consensus of the body is you want to put it on a future agenda item and have some more discussion about it. I think we're kind of stepping outside the bounds of what this action was at this time. Mr. Lamont.
I would agree with you, Mr. Mayor, and with Eric. I think the old theory of on a lonely island, the buck stops with the town manager. Keep the politics out of it.
All right. So thank you, Lisa. And, all right, so we suspended the public hearing. We're not taking action on B. And we can discuss it further if you want to on future agenda. All right, item 15. We are bringing back tabled agenda item case OAMD-18-001, attached forward-facing garages. And we are continuing our public hearing from February the 12th. And so I had some people who I believe signed up to speak. And before we take all of those, I wanted to kind of make a report of a meeting that was held so that everybody's up to speed who maybe wanted to speak, and see how we proceed from there. On Monday, February 25th, I met with two citizens of the zoning area of R15, that was the area of Fresh Meadow, Seminole, et cetera, along with Town Manager Class, Town Planner Payne, and Director Uzi, about the concerns with changes to the R15 zoning and front-facing garages. It is my recommendation that the council make no changes to this zoning area of R15. The reports from citizen representatives is that the majority of the residents would be satisfied that the results be that we do nothing on that item tonight. From my viewpoint, I'm not in favor of making any of the discussed and proposed changes to our Code of Ordinances as related to garage regulations. I do want to express my gratitude to staff for working hard trying to help us understand the complexity of all of this that started with just trying to get more information and decide what we might be able to do. Therefore, I move to postpone indefinitely item number 15, along with closing the public hearing. If I receive a second, I would talk to it. All right, moved by Sanders, seconded by Schaffner. Just so everyone's aware, the postpone indefinitely means that we don't discuss the item itself. However, we can discuss the merits of whether or not we postpone or not, or whether you feel like you want to debate the issue. This motion closes debate and in essence moves us past this item and we don't even discuss it, if everyone's aware of what that means. That means nothing changed from what is originally in any of those zoning areas that are referencing the garage issue. If we vote to uphold the postponement, there is some secondary comments that I would make at that time about maybe direction. So council, it's up to you to discuss how you want to deal with postponement. You could vote it down and talk about this issue, and we'll go through the entire issue of the public hearing and debating the issues and making motions. Anyone wish to speak? I don't see anybody wishing to, but push your button if you want to. All right. I see no one wishing to speak. So before we vote, I had 5 citizens who signed up that wanted to speak. And so I wanted to let you know what was happening. And so if anybody that signed up to speak misunderstand what we're getting ready to do, you think you're clear, it means if we uphold this postponement, the issue is closed. No more debate. So if you wish to speak about it, then raise your hand if you signed up to speak, and I'll recognize you and let you speak about the issue. All right, so you need to state your name and address, and you need to talk to why you think it shouldn't be postponed because you want to continue debate in some fashion.
Well, I don't want to continue debate. I want to make sure it doesn't get voted. For the record, my name is Steve Munt. I live at 124 Seminole Drive, Trophy Club, going on 28 years. And no, I would like for this to be postponed. I got up because I was afraid there could be an opportunity that it's not, and you open debate and none of us get to speak. So am I doing the right thing at even getting up here?
So far, you're okay.
All right. Yes.
But you're probably going to cross the line quickly if you start debating the issue of garage.
No, I won't debate the issue then.
All
Never
right.
mind.
Thank you. All right. Yes, Mr. Carter, if you want to come up, state your name and address. Again, I'll caution you to stay on the topic of postponement.
All right, thank you, Mayor. And my name is Jim Carter. I reside at 10005 Roadrunner Road, Bartonville, Texas. I have the opportunity to speak to many city council members over the years of time in my professional life. And I always start with 2 words, and that's thank you. Thank you very much for the service that you render the people of Trophy Club. I can understand the commitment and time and obligations that you profess yourself to. So thank you, Mayor, council, staff. Thank you very much. And just wanted to say, you took the words right out of my mouth, Mayor. Thank you very much, council.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so we do have a motion and a second to suspend, to close the public hearing and to postpone indefinitely the item. All in favor of that action, please show your hands. It is unanimous. It does carry. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting because you showed up. All right.
Hey, we're about to set a record, you realize that? On time, we're about to.
So if you leave, I would ask you to not talk too loud if you go out into the foyer so it doesn't affect what we're picking up on the microphone here.
So nice to see you, Ms. Kiefer, one of my idols there in the skies. So thanks for being an advocate for your community.
All right. The suggestion that I want to make about this particular topic, David, is that we've had some conversation about, well, how might you allow some exceptions to what we have in our accessory structures? And so as we get down into maybe future agenda items, that would be a time that we can talk about, do you want to try to deal with this issue in a different fashion other than a zoning change? So I just wanted to provide that, and David is prepared to be able to give us some information on that. All right. Item number 16, discussion of items for future agenda to include agenda items for consideration on the March 26th council agenda and items from the town council future agenda items list. So council, I'll call your attention to pages 129 and 130 first, which is our March 26th council meeting. It was already mentioned once that we're going to start at 6 p.m. with a workshop session, and that we'll also have the oath of office being administered to Councilmember Jensen, who was reelected. Anybody have any suggestions or questions about 129 through 131, which is our next agenda? Anyone? All right. Then I'll call your attention to pages 132 through 133, maybe 134, in fact, through 134, which is our future agenda list. Anybody have anything they wish to add? I think item 5, discussion take appropriate action regarding amending the town sign ordinance. We had a report in our executive session last time that that's been taken care of. So, Holly, we can remove item 5 unless somebody wants to put it back on there. All right, does anybody have anything for future agenda list at this time?
None here.
Anyone? All right. Then if no one wishes to at this time, we will move on to our executive session. In just a minute, I'll read this, and then we will convene into executive session. Item number 17, pursuant to the following designated sections of the Texas Government Code, annotated Chapter 551, Texas Open Meeting Act, the council will convene an executive session to discuss the following: consultation with attorney over a litigation case between the town and Michael T. Sly, and item 2, conflict of interest forms. And then item B1 is discussion of and deliberation about purchase, exchange, or lease of value of real property on areas that are either in PD 25 or an agreement with Meet You Anywhere that we're considering. It is 7:43 p.m. and we are in closed session. Right, it is 8:09 p.m. and we will reconvene into regular session. Item 18, consider take appropriate action regarding the executive session. We have no one wishing to take any action after executive session, and it is 8:09. We will stand adjourned.
Missed it by 4 minutes.